The following is an actual confession from serial killer Albert Fish. I brought him to the Riker Avenue dumps. There is a house that stands alone, not far from where I took him. I took the boy there, stripped him naked, and tied his hands and feet and gagged him with a dirty piece of rag I picked out of the dump. Then I burned his clothes. Threw his shoes in the dump, then I walked back to the trolley to 59th Street at 2 a.m. and walked from there home. Next day, about 2 p.m., I took tools, a good heavy Cat O' Tails, homemade, short handle, cut one of my belts in half, slit 3 halves in 6 strips about 8 inches long. I whipped his bare behind till blood ran down from his legs. I cut off his ears, nose, slit his mouth from ear to ear, gouged out his eyes. He was dead then. I stuck the knife in his belly and held my mouth to his body and drank his blood. I picked up 4 potato sacks and gathered a pile of stones. Then I cut him up. I had a grip with me. I put his nose, ears, and few slices of his belly in the grip. Then I cut him through the middle of his body, just below the belly button. Then through his legs, about 2 inches below his behind. I put this grip with a lot of paper. I cut off the head, feet, arms, hands, and legs below the knee. This I put in sacks weighed with stones, tied the ends and threw them into pools of slimy water you will see all along the road going to North Beach. I came home with my meat. I had the front of his body, which I like best, his monkey and peewees, and nice fat behind to roast in the oven and eat. I made stew out of his ears, nose, pieces of his face and belly. I put onions, carrots, turnips, celery, salt and pepper. It was good. Then I split the cheeks of his behind open, cut off his monkey and peewees, and washed them first. I put strips of bacon on each cheek of his behind and put them in the oven. Then I picked 4 onions, and when the meat had roasted for about a fourth of an hour, I poured about a pint of water over it for gravy, and put in the onions. At frequent intervals, I basted his behind with a wooden spoon, so the meat would be nice and juicy. In about 2 hours, it was nice and brown. Cooked, though. I never ate any roast turkey, and it tasted half as good as his sweet, fat little behind did. I had every bit of meat in about 4 days. His little monkey was sweet as a nut, but his peewees I could not chew. I just threw him in the toilet.